Hello, everybody. Sorry for the delay. I don't know. I kept trying to go live. I guess my Wi-Fi wasn't connecting for some reason. Happy Monday, everybody. Hopefully, everybody had a great weekend. Top of the week. Let us go. How's everybody's weekend so far? How's everybody's week starting off so far? Let me know in the comments. Monday's always a rough day, especially if you had a long weekend to me. My weekend was so busy. Sunday was busy. I was tired. I feel like Saturday was busy, and so here you go again. If you're working a 9 to 5, especially if you have to go in, it's just exhausting. And so they say, they always say about Wednesdays being hump Wednesdays, but that's why a lot of people would want one of those 3-day weekends because you have a busy weekend, you're going to really feel it by Monday. Thank you for everybody coming into the chat. Thank you for Carnival Cruise Addicts. Thank you, TJ, for coming through. Thank you for Keisha. Thank you for coming through. Happy Monday, Shay. Happy Monday. Listening and preparing dinner. Okay. What are you preparing for dinner? I just had dinner, so I'm good. But what are you preparing for dinner? And so thanks everybody for coming on. Hopefully you had having a great week so far, because um, so far I'm having a great week. And so let us get right to it. One of the things I want to talk to, have y'all been doing? I want to know if y'all have been doing the surveys or you've been forgetting that I've been doing these polls. So I want to know if you've been doing these polls that I've been going doing every week, because every week I try to do a poll and then we go over it on Mondays. And so let's do this poll. The poll that I had from last week was, would you fly with Southwest Airlines now that they charge for luggage? 80% said yes, 20% said no. And so I guess for some people, it's really not affecting their choice to fly with Southwest. And I'm thinking that even though they charge for luggage, because or whenever that happens in May, even though they charge for luggage, the flights are probably just cheaper in general. And so they would go with Southwest because their flights are cheaper. But the thing is, if the flights start to come more expensive as well, and you're being charged for luggage, then they're really kind of like on even keel with everybody else. So then you really would have to look and see who has the cheapest flight. That's what I do now. I'm not really loyal. Anybody loyal to a specific flight or any airline? I know you have points. I know you have the credit card, but I think there's a time where depending on, you just have to look at the fact that some of these airlines are getting more expensive. JetBlue used to be always my go-to. They always used to be, they're comfortable planes, and they used to be just cheaper than Delta. I usually fly Delta and JetBlue, and they would always be cheaper than Delta. And now it seems like they're not always cheaper than Delta. And so I go back and forth. I go back and forth. Do you have a card where you have points where you could probably just do that as well? So some people, if you've never, have you ever heard of the points guy? Because the points guy, they always talk about points and how you could use points from your Amex card and from your Chase card, your Citibank card, and how you could be able to use those points and transfer it sometimes through another website and then be able to buy your tickets. So there's so many ways to get around it, that we need to learn as travelers and to be able to be informed, because these prices is not getting lower, unless you're doing something on off season, or if you're flying like maybe in the middle of the week or and it's off season. So then therefore then you'll see that you could probably get a really good flight. And sometimes there's a sale going on, you have to catch the sale. And sometimes I've caught sales and was able to get on a plane for, maybe $99, $79 going to Miami or something of that nature if you catch a really good plane, a really good deal. Who's talking in the chat? Main course take out from local Mediterranean restaurant, but I'm making fruit salad, cucumber salad, and frittata our iftar meal and dinner. Oh, that sounds delicious. Have a great dinner, Keisha. I fly whoever has the best price, TJ. Exactly. But the thing is, I wouldn't want to do Spirit. They're too new froze for me. So I wouldn't want to go too low in terms of who I'm flying with, Frontier, Spirit, like the really no frills airlines. But in terms of between JetBlue and Delta, I really haven't flown American in years. Literally, when I was like young and going with my father when we would go to Jamaica and we would do American Airlines. I haven't flown them in years, but I kind of look at the seats and like, are the seats tight? Am I going to be comfortable? It could just be three hours going to Florida, but if I'm going to be uncomfortable, even if it's cheaper, I'd rather pay a little bit more for comfort than to be uncomfortable. On the go with YOLO, thank you for coming in. Happy Monday. Hopefully your Monday is great. We're just asking people and checking in and making sure that everybody's Monday was good. How was your weekend? Was it full? Was it productive? And so Carnival Cruise Addicts is saying hey to YOLO. So therefore now let's deal with some cruise news. So has anybody sailed on a Carnival Spirit class ship before? So I've done the Legend. I think Liz, I think that's one of your favorite classes of ships, if I'm not mistaken. Not one of my favorite class of ships, but I think for some people they love that class of ship. And so if you did not know that the Carnival Spirit was just recently refurbished. And so I said it in I think I said it in one of my videos before, that refurbish does not mean that you're gonna go on that ship and it's gonna be branking span new. Like it's gonna be like, oh my gosh, it looks like a new ship. And so I just don't want people to be disappointed when they go on a ship and they're like, oh, it still kind of looks like, I mean, look a little dated still. It doesn't mean that they're gonna do everything. When they do that, that's when Carnival will rename the ship, like they did with Sunrise. It was Triumph and it became Sunrise. Like they did with Radiance, it was Victory and it became Radiance. And so they kind of did an overhaul of the ship, not just like a dry dock refurbishment. YOLO, my weekend was good shopping for upcoming travels. Okay, good. When is your next travel, YOLO? And so those are coming on. Please share it, share the broadcast as well. Always say that not only we have always some good information on here and we talk and be able to have fun, but then be able to share something as well. And so what did they say? I'm reading this from cruiseradio.net. The most notable addition is the Heroes Tribute Bar. Now, I've been to the Heroes Tribute Bar, but I've never stayed at the Heroes Tribute Bar. I probably went in there for a little bit, but I've never hanged out in the Heroes Tribute Bar. And so, has anybody ever hanged out in the Heroes Tribute Bar, like maybe to watch a game? I've seen sometimes I would go in there and then I would see people watching games. But have you ever done that in the Heroes Tribute Bar aboard Carnival, or you would just like do it somewhere else and watch a game somewhere else? A venue, of course, honoring active duty military personnel and veterans. So a lot of these refurbishments, that's what Carnival is trying to do. They are trying to add this Heroes Tribute Bar. If it is because it's a Spirit class ship, it was right next to the pub, the pub that they have on there, the Rum Bar pub. And so if they did it the same way like Legend, then it should be right next door to it. So that probably meant that they took some room out of the pub to make the tributes bar. And so the tributes bar on Legend wasn't really huge, but it was a decent size. And I think it's because they took some space from the pub to be able to make that also. And so some things that they are doing, and so improvements. It says other areas of ship have been upgraded, including Cloud9 Spa. Have you ever done the Cloud9 Spa? I'm not sure. I've gotten like a massage. I've never been in like the thermal suites and did all of that stuff and the hot baths or whatever. I've never done all of that stuff. So I've never really been in there. They've upgraded the fitness centers, they've upgraded the retail shops, and the same thing. When I was in the Carnival Legend, I did see that. You could see that it was brighter, it was new, it was refreshed. They really updated the areas in the retail shops for the Legend, because the Legend was done, I believe, last year. And when I got on it, I got on it after it was done. And so meanwhile, the casino was refreshed with a new look as well, layout, additional gaming machines. For those gamblers, you would love that. And while the nightclub was moved to deck two, replacing the two-story venue, and the same thing they did on the Legend. On the Legend, that the nightclub was two. Before I got on, it was two decks, and then I saw it was just only one. It was only on one floor. A dedicated space for chef's table was added as well on deck one, and so have you ever done Chef's Table? I did a review of Chef's Table, and the two times I've done Chef's Table, I implore you, try it for yourself if you've never done Chef's Table on Carnival. I feel like it is a great experience. Yeah, it comes with wine as well, so if you don't even have to have the liquor package. The whole thing comes with wine. Every meal comes with like wine, red wine, white wine, whatever it is. If you don't drink, then obviously they will substitute with water or what have you. But the chef's table is an experience, and sometimes it's more expensive than others. I think it depends on the class of the ship or the depending on the type of ship that you're on. But the chef's table is an experience, and so if you've done the specialty restaurants, if you have done, you know. Cucina del Capitano, and if you have done the steakhouse, if you've done those more than once, I feel like, just try the chef's table one time. Now, I went the first time, and went the first time that I did go, some people didn't kind of care for everything because some things are not. Some people want things like well done. Everything has to be well done, and but the chef explained to us the reason why the cook of the particular protein had to be the way it is. They said if it was even more than what it was, it would be more rubbery. It wouldn't be edible, and so therefore, chef's table. I've done it twice, and they have they have different menus based upon the class, and they may change those every once in a while. So if you go to a different class of ship, especially for Carnival, try it out. So if you went in one class and all of a sudden it's like, okay, I'm going to another class, I say that you should try it out for yourself. And so there was one thing that there's something that people are not going to like. And if you've been listening to John Held and some of the things that he's been saying, he says one of the things that's happening, removal of the casino bar. You knew it was coming, right? You know it was coming. They said that they were trying to remove the casino bars in the casino, and that's happened on Carnival Spirit. So if you go in there looking for the casino bar, letting you know, travels with PNB right now, it's not going to be there. Don't be disappointed if you go into Carnival Spirit and it's not there. So new carpets, new curtains, mattresses in cabins, tableside lamps, updated carpet and paint throughout the ship, removal of hot tub in the fitness area and spa, rebranded steakhouse. So they're probably rebranded steakhouse probably means that it's going to be Fahrenheit 555. If you go on some of these older ships, right, they're not called Fahrenheit 555. They will have a specific name. So I'm sure that with the rebranding steakhouse, that means that now on Carnival Spirit is going to be labeled as Fahrenheit 555. More machines and weights in the gym, two Java cafes with the special coffee shop now located next to the Serenity Bar. And so 8A enhancements including lifts for pools and hot tubs. And so on Legend, I remember that the Serenity wasn't kind of like high up like some other ships was. It was on a deck, but in the back of the ship. And so they're saying that now is going to be a Java Cafe with next to the Serenity Bar instead of it just being a regular bar. Then I'm sure they're going to have both right there. Let me catch up on some of the comments. Um, let me see. Solo this time. Oh, solo this time. Oh, be getting ready to talk about solo travel very soon. I would love to hear your opinions. Going forward. Um, Carnival Cruise Ads. We did Chef's Table on the Magic. It is an experience for sure. Probably won't do it again though. Why you won't do it again though, Liz? Let me know why you won't do it again. I know that you have specific dietary restrictions. So is that really why? Do you feel like you're losing out because you are not doing the dietary restriction, because you're not having the feel full kind of like experience like everybody else is, because it has to be tailored to the dietary restrictions. On the go with go, Yolo says, I haven't done chef's table yet on any ship. Looking to try it for my birthday this summer. Try it for your birthday. That's a great. Well, I did that for my birthday. I was in the Sunrise, and that was the first time I did it. And I decided, and I met somebody on the ship, and she didn't book it, and she booked it because I did, and they loved it. I loved it. I just enjoyed the experience. At the end of the not only do they take you to the galley and they show you how they make the chocolate cake as well, but then at the end of it, then you get like a picture with everybody in, and you don't have to, you're not charged for the picture as well. They give you the picture to kind of like commemorate the night. And so I think it's worth the money. Like I felt like if it wasn't worth the money, I would have said so. And the second time that I went, my friend was on the ship with me, and she loved it. And in that one, they didn't really have anything raw. They didn't have anything of that nature. They didn't have anything undercooked. So she didn't want. She was a type of person that do not like things undercooked, and she loved it. And so therefore, kind of go open. It may be things that you've never experienced before, you've never tasted before. Like if you've never had duck before, if you like, their creations is. I mean, you won't find. Unlike how I'm gonna tell you now, unlike how when you go to carnival and you go to the dining room, you more or less can find, I don't know if everybody knows this, but you more or less can find the same food in the dining room in the buffet, right? So so you go there, it's like, okay, that was on the menu for the dining room and I seen it in the buffet, fine. And so you won't get the molten chocolate cake, you won't get the melting chocolate cake and things of that nature, some of the desserts, but you have other desserts. This is a type of experience that you cannot find any of those type of dishes on the ship. It's just going to be for the chef's table. It can is not duplicated, is not repeated anywhere else. If you don't do it in the chef's table, you won't be able to say, oh well, I don't need to spend money on the chef's table. Let me just go to this restaurant, or let me go to the dining room and get the same thing. You will not be able to get the same thing. Heroes is great for watching football and basketball. TJ says it gets super packed during football season. You have to get there early to get a seat. Yes. You know whose hero tribute bar I like? The Excel class ships is huge, and they have a huge screen back there. Like, and I think it's right next to the barbecue restaurant, guys barbecue restaurant. And so like there's always people sitting there and watching the games over there. Keisha says, I still legend and did chef's table on the ship with the big giant Frankenstein in the background. Best experience ever. There we go. Best experience ever, chef's table. Best experience. Carnival Cruise Addicts, Liz is saying hi to some people. Um, let me see. Looking forward to doing it again on a different ship. Yeah. So it changes based upon the class of the ship, and I'm sure even on one particular ship or the class of ships, they may change every few months. But if you do another class of ship, it's going to be a different menu altogether. That's what I learned. That's what looking forward to it. Do it again, and let me know what you think about it. TJ saying hi to different people. No casino bar. Yes, I never understood that. And so the reasoning YOLO behind it, no casino bar, what I've read is that they want more space for machines. So they're taking out the casino bar, which, if you've seen the casino bar, it's huge, right? And is massive, especially depending on the ship. So they're taking off the casino bar so they can have more space for more machines, even maybe some tables. I don't know how much more they're gonna put in the space of that casino bar, but that's what they're gonna do. And I'm just only thinking for those individuals who gamble, and a lot of you get comp for your drinks. How far now do they have to go to get drinks to bring it to you? It was right at the casino bar. So now I'm thinking that if it's close to probably the atrium bar, that now the atrium bar is gonna get like killed. Because people are coming down there to go upstairs to be able to do something. I don't know. It just seemed like there's a lot going on. No casino bar. Hi. They're taking out some ships on the go with YOLO makes room for some slots. Yeah, that's the same thing I said. I was a little late, but yeah, they're taking out some for some slots. On the go with YOLO saying hi to Keisha. What's going on? Gifted Carnival Cruise gifted one travel. Oh, that's so nice. Thank you, Liz. Who did you gift it to? Gifted One Travels with PNB membership. Thank you. I appreciate that. I really, and you gifted two. It looks like you gifted two. Thank you. If you did not know, I have memberships now, and I started doing some including all include exclusive videos for those people who are members. And so you won't find it anywhere. I would probably release some of them way down in the future, a month, two down. But so these some of these vlogs are going to be just me, just maybe traveling and doing some things in New York City, reviewing restaurants, which I never normally do in New York City. I'm always doing it outside of New York City. And so some of the experience that I'm sharing with you, so that when you come to New York City, or just, and sometimes it's with family, so I get to show you family and how we react with each other as well. Some of the content I want to also do is just, I'm going somewhere like, I have not done, I want to do also like some travel day videos, like just like my experience, my awe and wonder. Some I usually pick up videos. I've done a travel day video before, but it hasn't been often. And I usually pick up a video the day of the cruise, and you'll see me get excited. Guess what day it is? It's cruise day. Yeah. So I'll pick it up like in the day of the cruise. And so that is embarkation day. And so there's some content I just want to bring towards exclusives membership subscribers, so those that are members. And so I already started doing it. I released my second video today, and so I'm going to go forward with it, and I want to be consistent with it, and release content, exclusive content for those individuals who actually sign up for the membership. And so that's what's going to happen. And later down the road, if the higher the membership, they will be able to get like exclusive content first, and then everybody else would get it later on. And so that's the membership. So thank you so much, Liz. I appreciate you so much. Danny, oh, Danny was gifted with a membership. Oh, welcome aboard, Danny, a new member. TJ just got home from shopping. It's 90 to, oh, TJ, come on, man. TJ, you always have that great weather on that West Coast. It is rainy here. I heard it's going to be raining tomorrow in New York. It's just not the best weather. It's gloomy, and it's just like, it's not super cold, but it's still a little chill in the air. Um, so 90. I don't know. We're not going to see that right now. Probably sometime to the summer. We're not going to see 90s. Right now, New York, if it's holding to what it is for spring is a lot of rain, and we've had it in New York where we can rain for the whole week, whether it be hard, whether it's drizzling. It's just like whole week of just rain. Carnival Cruise, Liz says the cool thing is that they did a vegan experience for me because I don't eat meat. And so I love the fact about so those individuals that always feel like, those individuals that may have some troubles with certain types of diet, um, all you have to do is be able to, for example, I remember there was one time I was on Princess, and this individual had like a lot of restrictions, gluten free and things of that nature. And they were so careful to make sure that what he ate was in his diet, and he loved everything that he ate. And so all you have to let people know is what your restrictions are. And these cruise lines are really good at making sure that you don't have any issues, and you'll be able to enjoy the food. You may not be able to go to the buffet. And so for those individuals who love to go to the buffet, so therefore the dining room, speak to the dining manager, and just be able to have a conversation so that you can have a good dining experience and not have an issue because you have a restriction in your diet. Keisha says, we also had great substitutes for my son's nut allergies, and we don't eat pork nor drink alcohol. Experience was still great from a foodie perspective. Exactly. And so with the chef's table, if you don't drink, and even the chef's table, they will give you substitutions for something. All you have to do is let them know. And the one of the things about the chef's table, they asked more than once. They had called the room. Like, so the first time you had this discussion, the last time I did it was not when you were going to the chef's table. And for them to now realize, because some of these preparations for these dishes are a lengthy time. It takes some time to do these dishes, and they will let you know how long it takes to do some of the dishes, how long they marinated certain things. And so they will call you, they will try to notify you, they will try to ask you, do you have any allergies? And in that moment, that's the time. Or and not only that, but do you still want to proceed with going to the chef's table? And in that moment, then you say, yes, these are the allergies, boom, and they will make sure that you are okay going to this. I'm telling you, it's a great experience. Everybody on here, y'all try it if y'all ever go on Carnival next time. Just try it for yourself and see how the experience is as well. um they do have a secret area where they make the drinks. Oh, is that for the casino? They have a secret area where they make the drinks. Okay, so that's good to know, so they don't have to go all the way down somewhere else, because then you would be waiting forever. Hi, Anthony on the move, thank you for coming on the live today. Thank you. Hopefully you are having a great day so far and a great week so far. Yolo said, yay, the only ship I sailed that didn't have a bar is Ascent. Interesting. Okay, so Ascent didn't have a bar in the casino. Okay. Um, Liz says Danny and controversial cruising got the gifts. Oh, Scott got it. Okay, thank you so much for gifting it to them. Landon C, hello, Anthony the Move. Yolo said, yes, Trek your home city, its content. People want to know what to do in New York City. We can't cruise all the time. Okay, all right. Yeah, so that's what I'm going to be doing. In fact, I am going out with my cousin this week, and we are seeing another play. And I forgot her. You remember the group called Pussy Dolls? It had Nicole Schweisberger. Her name is so hard to pronounce. So she is in a play on Broadway, and her voice is phenomenal. And so therefore, I am looking forward to that, and I will be making content. Of course, you can't record in Broadway, but I could let you know about the experience and what I thought about the place, so that you can come for yourself. And then what I eat as well. I did one for members only, and the restaurant was phenomenal. I've never been to that restaurant before, and I want to go back. It was that good. And if you don't know, one of my favorite foods is Italian food. I love good Italian food, and so if and I have certain dishes that I like a lot with Italian food. So yeah, so yes, I definitely want to do more of New York City since I'm here. Because there's a lot of things I've been to, but I never vlogged. I never vlogged it. I never showed it. I just went. And so I think yeah, it'd be good for you to come. If maybe it'll entice you. Because there's so much more to New York City than just the Christmas tree, right? A lot of people like to come for Christmas. They do the parade. They like to do the Christmas tree. They like to do all that stuff. But there's so much more in terms of culture and plays and restaurants, and the food scene here is ridiculous. Not only in Manhattan, but the boroughs, Queens, and Brooklyn. It's crazy. And so I went somewhere. I didn't get a chance to record it, but I went somewhere Saturday, and it was a Dominican Mexican fusion restaurant in Brooklyn. It was great. The food was flavorful. I want to go back there as well. And so maybe when I go back there, I'll kind of record more. But it was I'll record next time. But it was great. Seed with Seed, thank you for coming on. See, your live is at 7, right? Sometimes I forget. You come on live at 7. Just put in the comments. And so thank you for coming on. And so therefore, I want to do something new I have not done. I know I posted in that about solo travel, but I want to do something new I've never done before. And this is going to be called the segment In Case You Missed It. And so this segment, In Case You Missed It, means that if you have posted a video in the last week, your last video, our lives get busy. Sometimes we miss. We want to support, but we miss one of each other's videos. If you have posted a video in the last week, your last video, put it in the comments so that we can go back and check out your video. Whatever your last video was, maybe I missed it, maybe somebody else on here missed it. Just put it in the comments so that we can go back and support it. So I try to support as much as possible. So that's why it's so important to put on So some people said like they miss my videos, and I said, well, you probably miss my videos even though you're a subscriber because you have not clicked on the notification bell. The notification bell is so important. So click on the notification bell, and instead of saying custom or whatever, just say all. And when you click on the notifications bell and say all, then anytime somebody posts or anytime somebody has a video and it comes out, you will get a notification. And some people just subscribe and don't really know or don't realize that they need to do that one extra step. And so sometimes that's why I will ask, okay, can you subscribe and click on the notification bell to be informed of future posts? And so my last, let me start, and I'll give people a chance to put down your last video you put in the last week. Let's put it out there. What is the last video you put out in the last week? And so if we missed it, we can go back and check it out, comment on it, like it, so we can kind of support each other in case you missed it. This is a new segment I'm trying out. So the last thing I did, just in case you missed it, was I did a video dealing with solo cruising. And I deal with because I'm finishing up Norwegian Prima. I hope y'all not sick of it. So I'm finishing up the vlog for Norwegian Prima, and then I will move on to something else. This week I should be finishing it up. All things go like I wanted to. I have literally 2 more videos to edit and post. And so, LF McKinley, we were just talking about we're doing a new segment called "In Case You Missed It." Put down your video that you put in the last week. What did you put out? And so therefore we can go and support it just in case we missed it. And so this video I did was just talking about Norwegian Prima, and I interviewed the host of the Solo Cruiser program on Norwegian Prima, and I talked about my experience as being a solo cruiser on Norwegian Prima and going to the social media programs. And so that was my last post. Let's see what people have to say. Liz says, we celebrated my big 50th and Carnival Magic vlog drop Thursday. And so big 5-0. I think I saw that, but just in case, I'm gonna go back and check it out. Lancy, my poor little vlogs. I did a short, I did a short last week. Listen, life sometimes be lifing. I understand sometimes you can't get it out like you want to. Especially your full-time job and all these other things that you have. But what's the name of the short? What was the short that you put out there? Sometimes that's all you can do. TJ, what you put out, TJ? TJ's been putting out some stuff. TJ has gotten me to the point where I want to do a cruise again in the Mexican Riviera. But TJ, there was something where there's something Holland in America has that's very interesting because they do something with the um, peninsula, Beja Peninsula, as well as Mazatlan, Cabo, and Puerto Vallarta. So let's go. Just subbed Land and Sea, but can't comment on the video as if you have it set to made for kids. Yes. Um, TJ, Mazatlan Cruise Port. Is that the one that's the one I saw, TJ, right? Was Mazatlan. Yes, I saw Mazatlan. Mazatlan Cruise Port shopping last day. And I love TJ's things, especially with it because I've been there only once and he's showing things I've never done before. Because the only time when I went there and they did Mexican Riviera, I only did a tour and more or less I just kind of went back to the ship. And so TJ's vlogs when it comes to Mazatlan or these Mexican Riviera spots is so good because it kind of really shows you what you can do even without an excursion, just on your own, just walking, just going and enjoying the area if you don't want to do an excursion. And so check out TJ's vlogs. It's great. TJ vlogs almost make us want to go on a plane. Come on, Liz. Um, I already said TJ, we're gonna do a group cruise, right? Yeah, if we do a group cruise, you're gonna come, Liz. Let's make it happen. Let's go out to LA. I've been to LA more than once, so LA. First of all, you get to experience LA at least for one day, depending on when you get there, and then you get to experience ships that you've never had before. Panorama is beautiful. You will not be disappointed. I love the Radiance as well. You would not be disappointed if you did any of those 2 ships out of LA. So go over there. Try to make something maybe next year. I know that you're full up with all of your vacation times and everything. Landon C, thank you, Carnival Cruise Addicts. Everybody's subbing, they're supporting each other. Love it. YOLO say that this is my busy season at work, finally feeling the light at the end of the tunnel. It happens. That's why I was trying to post. To be honest, at one time I was trying to post for every twice a week, but things just became a little overwhelming. But I wanted to be at least consistent to post, even if it was once a week. And I think I saw something from Scott. And when I saw something from Scott, he had somebody else there saying, don't try to be overwhelmed all the time if you can't. They were talking about lives, but I know he was. But in general, I said, don't try to be too overwhelmed. If you can't get the post out, because life sometimes be life in. Hey Edna, thank you for coming on. I have a new segment called, in case you missed it, drop your last video, Edna, the thing that you put out last, so we could come and support it, just in case we missed it. Sometimes life be life, and sometimes we miss a video or so. So just put it down, what was your last video, so we can come and support it as well. And so I'm glad you guys like them. Yeah, I like them. We like them, TJ. Keep on doing them. We really do like your videos. On the go with YOLO. I hear Radiance is nice for Alaska. I've only did Alaska one time, and it was with Discovery Princess. So has anybody, TJ, have you done have you've done it? You've had to do Alaska, TJ, right? So what have you done with Alaska? What cruise ships have you done with Alaska? And so so in case you missed it, so I'm glad that so we got to check out some things if you have not checked it out, for those who posted. And so we can go check out some people's videos who is here. And so let's go with it. Oh, it's 40 minutes in. So let's talk about the topic at hand. Let's talk about solo cruising. And so it's been 40 minutes. So let's talk about TJ's last video. Okay, cool. TJ's last videos with Mazatlan. If you've never been to the Mexican Riviera, it's a beautiful. I love that cruise, and I did that cruise on Panorama, and I did that cruise on Panorama before I was really vlogging. So I think I did a review of, like, of Gigi's Kitchen, Gigi's on Panorama, but I wasn't vlogging, so I don't have any footage of that. So I would love to go back, maybe do something different than I did before, and really be able to experience that. And so TJ, on the go with YOLO, I'm going to be on the Radiance for a 14-day Hawaiian in October. Wow, I really want to do Hawaii. The thing about doing the only thing, TJ, about doing that is, I think they don't cover Maui when you do that. For some reason, they don't go to Maui when they do those cruises, and I really want to be able to check out Maui. YOLO's last video. Thank you. Liz is posting YOLO's last video. And so let's talk about solo cruising. Why solo cruising for me? Obviously, the reason why I've done solo cruising is because, one, sometimes I just can't go and get anybody to go with me, and sometimes, even though I've had sometimes I've had where I was not by myself, but I was in my room by myself, but I wasn't on the cruise by myself. So, like, one time, I remember more than once I've had it where I was on the ship and then somebody else was in another cabin. One time I went with a friend, and both of us had studio cabins. And so, but the first time I ever did a solo cruise was, I really want to go. It was something different for me. I've never experienced. I've done, every time something is new, it's just like, okay, I think I can do this. Yes, I don't know anybody, but I think I can experience it and just fall into the experience. And TJ is one that does a lot of solo cruising. And so, therefore, happy Monday, Big Murph. Thank you for coming on. We just had a see if you see that Carnival Cruise Addicts is posting YouTube's. What she's doing is, I have a segment now called "In Case You Missed It," and so she is posting the video of the. She's posting the link of the last video that you have posted, so we can kind of try and support each other's videos. Um, so post your link, or she will post it. If you don't want to say just say what your link is. And so the first time I did it was, I think it was out of New York, if I'm not mistaken. And I just got into, The thing about being a solo cruiser, I think that you have to um find a cruise ship where you can have fun, right? And so Carnival brings the fun to me. You can call it ghetto. People have all these negative words about Carnival. I never found it ghetto. Carnival does not have a fight on every cruise. I've been on multiple Carnival ships. I have not seen one fight yet. I have not seen no one time somebody argue with somebody on Carnival, face to face, and getting in somebody's face yet. And so therefore I've been one of my first cruises. I may have heard like something was going down, like there was some quarreling between two people, but like it was like a conversation, but nothing with I firsthand had. So these negative rumors about Carnival and how ghetto it is. When I first went on there, the first time I was not solo cruising, but the first time I went on it, I thought it was fun. I thought it was energetic. I felt like we was just on that cruise, and it was a 3-day cruise. You know how the 3-day cruises are. People are just want to unwind and just have fun. And so as a solo cruiser, I'm looking to be able to, sometimes I may want to relax, sometimes I just want to be able to have fun, and I want to be able to find something that has fun beyond the vlogging, right? I just want to be able to have a great experience. If you have great music, that's even better. And so, but people always feel like just because I'm a guy, that is okay. And so I've known females to go on solo cruising and they were okay. Just because you're a guy does that mean that all of a sudden, like, there's no danger element in it. And so if you're an individual, right? So many people get caught up on the fact that they need somebody to be with them, right? They have to have somebody to be with them, who I'm going to talk to, or whatever it is. I understand the double occupancy situation, especially for those cruise lines that do not have like a solo cabin. I understand that the cost is going to be more, but I say, why miss out on opportunities just because you really want to do this cruise? You really want to go to Alaska, you really want to go to these different places, wherever it is that you want to go, and you got the money, you have the resources, you know you can do it, and you're waiting on somebody to go with you. Yes. And so therefore I say, just do it. Just do it. Let it not be a situation. Let it not be a situation where it was just like you didn't want to go because you wanted to go solo. I'm encouraging you, just do it. Be safe. Lock your door. If you want need to do more precautions, I've heard of some crazy stuff. So you want to be even cautious every time you go in your room. Look under the bed. Look in the balcony. Make sure nobody's out there. Look in the closet. Don't engage and speak to anybody and tell them your information, like your cabin. There's just certain things that, just for safety purposes, even as a guy, I'm not telling you, whoever, what my room number is. I'm not doing it. If it was a all-inclusive resort, you don't need to know what my room number is. You see me around, you see me around. You just don't know everybody's intentions. And so whether it's in a cruise ship, whether it's a land-based vacation, just be careful. But go with the mindset, like I never want anybody to miss out. And so obviously, with this last posting I did of Norwegian Prima, it goes to show you, and more people are realizing, these cruise lines are realizing that people is not only individuals with families, is not only individuals with friends, that there are individuals like myself, like a TJ, or other people. I think Yolo said she's going on our solo cruise. There's people that are going solo cruising, and so therefore they're really trying to make it be like more accommodating. And so that's why Norwegian, I usually stay in a solo studio cabin. Why? Because I'm by myself. It's usually a little cheaper. If I did find that maybe the interior was more or less the same, then maybe I would just do the interior. But at the same time, with Norwegian Prima and the Norwegian itself that has the solo cabins, I like that lounge. There's something about having that space, that extra space that I could stretch out without having to have the extra being paying more for a balcony where I can have access to the lounge and just chill. There's many people that go in there, read a book, listen to music, big screen TV there, have snacks. There's usually soda and wine and some liquor on tap. Whereas the Getaway had an actual bartender there. So therefore, like, just just do it. Even Princess has some rooms that are like solo occupancy. And if, unlike Carnival, where they do not have it yet, hopefully when they come out with these bigger and bigger ships that they're coming out with, these new class of ships, that they will begin to cater to solo cruisers. And if you do not have, like, if you have a travel agent or you're dealing with a travel agent, sometimes, even though there may not be solo rooms on a cruise ship, sometimes they, for certain sailings, they will offer a solo or single occupancy rate. Just know that. So if you work with a travel agent, you wouldn't know that if you don't work with a travel agent. So that's the reason why this, like, I'm a travel agent. That's the benefit sometimes of working with a travel agent, because when you go on the website, you're just looking at it face value and you see. But a travel agent would have it listed. The cruising, if you want, like, yeah, I don't want to pay this double money. Is there any cruise line going to where I want that has a solo rate? And it is does so you could get, in other words, so you could get like a, a you could get an interior room for a solo rate. Is not on every sailing, right? Is because all these cruise ships do not have in a solo studio room, or one room for one individual only. And so they will offer these type of situations. And so therefore, they're out there. And so if you don't want to pay the additional costs, they're out there. So just kind of just go for it. And just, I enjoy it. I have enjoyed going solo sometimes. I've never felt lonely. So is if that's one of the things that you may feel about solo cruising, will you feel lonely? I think that if you engage yourself, and that's the reason why I want to try out this. I know they've had it on other Norwegian ships, but I wanted to try it out on Norwegian this time when I went on Prima, the solo meetups, because I wanted to see what it was about. And when I went there, and it's like, okay. And I was able to have, like, eventually when you see people around the ship, you're able to say hi. Then you get to sit with people, you get to talk with people, because there's a bond, because you're a part of the solo cruiser meetup. And when you're sometimes like in the theater and you're looking for a seat, and like, hey, there's a seat right here. Because so even though you're still by yourself, you're not alone, right? And so, like, people will start looking out for you. Hey, come here. Like, there's a seat right here. And so therefore there's some benefits to it. You don't have to do it all the time. If you're an introvert, I'm an introvert. Yeah, you may not think so. But I am an introvert, for the most part. Like, I could be in a room and not necessarily have to say anything and just observe. I don't have to, I'm not the life of the party. I wouldn't be considered the life of the party. And so, but being able to be a part of these social meetups, Virgin is doing it now. They already have the cabins. So if you never, they're not the most comfortable, but they have the cabins for single individuals. And they also have they're doing like now a program for social, for single individuals, for solo cruisers. And so more and more, they're, just mark my words, they're getting ready. These cruise lines are getting ready to just do more and more of that stuff. Carnival doesn't have it. Anybody has been to Carnival, they'll have it on the program. And and say, for example, it'll be at Alchemy, and they'll say solo cruisers meetup, but then it'll specifically say not hosted. So to me, it doesn't make sense, because if I then you go to the Alchemy, you just see people drinking. You don't know who's who. I think what be wise to do, and Liz, I know you buddy with John Hell. So I think what would be nice to do is to maybe have a sign, right? And a sign somewhere, and where it says these are the solo people. And so in that section, people know that, okay, that's where they're going to meet up. So when you go to the Alchemy, for example, you know that, okay, these are my solo people. Not just like, well, are they here? Is anybody here? I don't know who's who. It just seems like everybody's drinking, nobody's standing around, everybody's at the bar. And so therefore, when it's not hosted, it just really doesn't. You need somebody to host it. You need somebody to do. If you see that video that I did recently, you see how much things that host did, and how it wasn't just like, okay, we meet up for 2 minutes. Hi, how are you doing? They allow you to be a part of things, they talk, they do games, they meet up together, we go places together. And so therefore you don't have to do it every day. You don't have to be like, I don't want to be bothered. It wasn't forced. It was like it's on the program, it's on the agenda. If you want to do it, they would meet up at the same time every day, like around 5 o'clock. I don't think I said that in the video. So they would meet up around 5 o'clock. So around 5 o'clock, it's on the program. And it was always like, okay, it was just before dinner. So it was great. So you met up, even if you went off the ship, was in Bermuda for 3 days, you go did your excursion, you came back on the ship, and you still had the time to meet up and be able to mingle with everybody else. And so anybody has done solo cruising before? What you thought about it? What was your thoughts about solo cruising? Nervous for the first time? Did the first time you did your first solo cruise, apprehensive? Was it because of the fact that you couldn't go with anybody, nobody wanted to go with you, and so it kind of forced your hand to do it? Are you just kind of like a solo person in general? You just want to just kind of do your own thing. You don't have a lot of crowds. You don't have a lot of friends that you would want to go places which because maybe their tastes are different. Maybe they don't care for cruising. Maybe they rather land-based vacation. So what are your thoughts on when it comes to that? TJ said, okay, so land and sea. Doing my first solo cruise soon. Plan is to do at least one every year. So land and sea, is your first one like a 3 day? Because that's or is like you went out there and you're doing like 7 days. You're just like no holds bar. Is the first one going to be a 3 day, or is it going to be like longer? TJ, being a solo cruiser, I have to pick and choose what cruise based on price. Carnival has good prices, and nice destinations, and so that's a thing. Also, being a solo cruiser, if they don't have these solo cabins, that's a good point, TJ. A lot of them don't try to always stay with one. So, for example, don't try to do the new ships all the time if they're going to go to maybe the same places that an older ship has, right? Because you can, depending on the ship, I've been on older ships on Carnival and had a blast. New ship doesn't always mean fun or that you're going to have a better experience. They may have more things to offer, but I've been on older ships and had just as much fun, just a blast. Just, especially Carnival, they have that good cruise director going for them. They have somebody that's fun, that's going to bring the fun, and they do the Lido Deck parties and all these other things. And so you may have to kind of like, okay, I'm going solo. This is the itinerary that I want. This newer ship has the same itinerary as this ship, and so therefore, okay, why am I spend more money? Because it's a newer ship when it's the same itinerary, right? The same itinerary. Why am I spending more money for the same itinerary? And so therefore you may have to negotiate that, because you will be paying more. Legacy, I like the way the cruise directors are out and about on Carnival. Yes, one of the things that they say about some other ships is that you don't even know who the cruise director is. And so I remembered, like, they're in your face unless you're an individual that literally is just somewhere reading a book, somewhere, then you won't know. But if you're going to these Lido Deck parties, you're gonna know. If you're going to these production shows, they're usually the one either introducing the show, or they're the ones that's there after the shows, the Motown parties. So somebody that says, I didn't know who the cruise director is for Carnival, I don't know where you were, because they were always busy. If you're there for the sail away party, right away you know who the cruise director is. He lets it be known. He or she let it be known who they are. If you're there for the sail away party, so if you don't know by the end of the cruise, you missed a lot. You missed a lot. So not going to share our budget. Okay, so let's go back. I have a budget. Okay. Wow, I missed something. Okay, I like the way cruise directors. TJ said on the go with YOLO say 4 days at sea before first port, 4 sea days back. You stop at Ensenada for a day, then back at Long Beach. That's the Hawaiian cruise. I'm gonna get there one day. I'm gonna get there one day. YOLO says solo because I have to use my PTO. PTO. My daughter has school. My hubby only gets 3 weeks a year. I get 6.5 weeks. Yes, that makes sense. So you have PTO that don't roll over. So sometimes you just have to go solo. I get it. Keisha saying hi to people. Edna saying hi. TJ says I have a budget. I usually have one too. We have a budget too. Liz says she has a budget. Liz. TJ, $80 a day. I know the days in the port. I won't be in the casino that much. Liz says not going to share our budget. Yeah, uh-huh. I'm not sharing, but it ain't $80 a day. Um, that's from our 14-day cruise. Anybody else want to go to Hawaii? Because I want to go to Hawaii. Paul, I bet you are the life of the party. We'd get the crazy out of you if we ever cruise. All right, maybe one day you could pull it out of me. I'm really low key when I'm on a cruise, especially by myself. I'm usually vlogging and busy, especially because I'm just doing that. And so I'm just vlogging and just taking in the experience and trying to relax whenever I can as well. I have a total budget but it's when it's gone, it's gone. So some people have a budget for the year for their for travel. And so when it's gone, it is gone. We'll put that crazy Paul out. Okay. All right, bet. Whenever we get to on a cruise ship together, let's go. That's a good idea. Most of the time they say self lead. I love solo cruising me time. When I'm on with others, I feel like I must be available or involved, but I'm learning. Okay, so this is the one thing also. I got out of the so say for example you are with friends, like say it's a group cruise, that's fine. But I think that there ought to be a time, even if it's a group cruise, that you kind of find your me time, right? And so therefore if I'm on a group cruise, if I'm on a group cruise or with a friend, for example, my first cruise I went with a friend and we weren't tied at the hip, right? So even with a friend, we weren't tied at the hip. You want to do something? Fine, go ahead. You want to do something? We pass each other. Okay, I'm going here. I'm going here. What you doing later? Da, da, da. Okay, that's it. And then you'd meet up for dinner. You meet up for a production show. Somebody's tired. Somebody wants to relax. And so therefore, I feel like even if you have somebody, I think you shouldn't feel obligated that you should do everything together. And so even though yes, you with somebody, so in that state is like you're by yourself but together. If that makes sense, you're by yourself but together. And so therefore, even if you have somebody there, just feel free to be, do what you like. And because that's one of the biggest things, that even when you're with somebody, one of the advantages of solo cruising is then I can do what I want, when I want, how I want. I don't have to answer to anybody because it's just me enjoying myself on the cruise, right? And so some people feel obligated that because somebody's with them, now they gotta. Oh, it's an hour in. I have to. I'm getting off soon. There's people feel obligated because they have a friend with them. All of a sudden, they have to do everything together, and I don't necessarily feel that way. It's like if it's your vacation as well as my vacation, if you want to do something and I want to do something else, we'll meet up. I usually have Wi-Fi when I'm on the cruise ship, and so on WhatsApp, Carnival has where you could the messaging app for $5 for the whole cruise ship, or do that. And so keep in contact with each other while you're on the cruise ship. Paul, with me wearing my TJ's YouTube t-shirt, oh my God, I gotta get that. Embarkation Day, it strikes up conversation with people. I never feel lonely. I have to get that. I forgot. I have to order it this week, so it's being time for the next cruise, which I did say for members only today. Little plug of where I am going, the specifics of where I'm going for those members. Keisha says, yes, Lola, my first group cruise, I definitely still did me. Exactly. There always on group cruise. There's always going to be some kind of a meetups, right? So there may be something that they have a program where they'll meet up together. But do you at times? It's like okay, yeah, I'll do that. But then right now, I'll just want to chill here. I want to just like lay at the Lido deck. I don't want to do anything right now. Or you have a balcony room. I just want to chill on the balcony in my room. That's what you have it for. And so definitely make time for me time. Landisi, I'm doing a 5 day. I wanted to do a new ship, even though I've been to the port before. Okay, you're doing a 5 day. Okay. And so that's the thing. I want to do I would love to do new ships, but I know sometimes they can be a little expensive. And so I think going into the new year, I wanted to be more about destinations, maybe do a different type of ship. So like, not Carnival or whatever, maybe another type of ship cruise line altogether and try it. And so that as long as I can get to those some of these destinations that I really want to, and so therefore, like going out from LA, that's why I looked at Holland American. I was thinking about maybe doing that because not only it has the Mexican Riviera, it has those places on the Beja Peninsula, which a lot of cruise line don't offer. So I kind of get to be able to see so much more by kind of like sometimes switching cruise lines, right? And so that's what my thing is to do. Yolo, I learned that on a recent cruise, sometimes you just need me time. You just need me time. Even as content creators, make sure you have me time. And so that's the thing that I had to learn as well. I feel like sometimes we can be so busy, um recording, that we don't make time for me time. So what I started to do was I started to take advantage of the C days. And so what I started to do is and I've seen Perry DJ do this once, and I was like, and I don't think they do it all the time, but they did it one time where it was like, okay, I like that. And I feel like I could do that. And it was just, that's why I started doing combining C days and a combining C day, so then you can kind of get the experience of the entertainment and everything all in one video, instead of having to, like, do like, okay, I'm doing trivia now, I'm doing this now, I'm doing that, all day long. So then I don't get a chance to enjoy the shit. I don't get a chance to enjoy, my vacation, because it's beyond being a YouTuber. At the same time, it is our vacation. And so I think that we should find time to record, but every once in a while put the camera down, or put the phone down, and be able to just be in the moment. And so we have to find a balance. It's a fine balance of content and just being in the moment, so you can be able to enjoy this, especially if it's a new cruise ship. It's like you just like I want to be in the moment at the same time. I want to be able to put the camera down and look around outside of the lens of the camera or the lens of my phone, and be like, wow, this is beautiful. I had a really great time, especially as a solo cruiser. You don't have that energy to bounce off on with somebody else when you're by yourself. And so just to be able to just be in the moment at times is, I think, is so important. And so, yes, leave us alone. We'll be in the casino. Oh, you'll be in the casino. Yes, we know, Liz. You're gonna be in the casino. I told you before, I hardly get into the casino. It's over an hour. I'm leaving you soon. I want to read this last one from TJ. When I was cruising with my ex-girlfriend, we did some stuff together, but the majority was different. Short excursions were together. And so, therefore, yes. So, even TJ with his girlfriend, not everything they did was together. So thank you so much for coming along with me. I hopefully you all will look at those posts. I've put down some things as well, because I think I did miss a few individuals as well in terms of what they posted. So thank you so much. I will be on next week. Make sure you look out, check for those polls. I've been putting out some polls, and so I'm sure I'm going to put another poll. Check for the polls. I know everybody doesn't go into the community tabs, and not only check for the polls, but also the fact that make sure you come back here next week, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Monday Madness. We'll talk about something else, and have a great week, everybody. Until next week, take care. Thank you for coming.